Hi everyone, Jasmine Polly from Wellness Vision. Welcome to day 9 of your detox. Now I know a lot of you are following along at different times, which is fine as long as you're gaining some benefit from this, putting a few changes in place and staying true to what your goal is, which you would have established on day 1. So we've had a couple of days of reflection and I brought in juicing yesterday just as another way for hydrating the body because that's exceptionally important. But I just want to go back and do one more day on digestive troubleshooting. And today I want to talk about poo because poo gives us the best insight into what's actually going on with our microbiome. So there's a picture that I have attached that I want you to have a look at, and that is about what different types of poos you may have and what they actually mean. Now you'll be looking at between a 3 to a 5 of being the perfect poo. So check that out. And what I wanted to say, just a little bit of some ideas, especially if you're suffering from either constipation or diarrhea. Now, both of these, especially if it's the hot weather that you're watching this in that we're experiencing today, you need to really stay hydrated, whether you have constipation or diarrhea. Now, diarrhea, obviously there's some irritation going on somewhere in your gut. That could be from bacterial overgrowth, from food intolerance, from something else. So that needs to be established. But the big thing is you're going to be losing a lot of extra fluid and you're going to be losing a lot of extra electrolytes. So that's really important to increase. Now, as long as you don't have high blood pressure, there is no problem with increasing your salt levels slightly. Generally, you should be having about 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt spread throughout the day, depending on your needs. Now, if you're not somebody who's eating a lot of processed food, which I hope that you're not if you're doing this detox, then you'll need to be adding some good quality salt in. I generally recommend the Celtic sea salt. It's from I believe the French mudflats, and it is actually higher in a lot of trace minerals, around 88 trace minerals that's in that salt. The other salt that a lot of people are using at the moment is the Himalayan rock salt. I think that that's fantastic as well. The only big thing is it's very low in iodine because iodine comes from the oceans. So I would really encourage you to be adding some extra iodine into your diet. What you can do is grinding up some dulse into that and that can really help. So dulse is a type of sea vegetable and you can just grind that up in a food processor. Now, if you're on the other extreme and you're suffering from constipation, then obviously water is a big part that may actually help with getting your bowel back on track. So now a lot of people are still drinking plenty of water, and the problem can lie with problems with their microbiome. And also food intolerances as well, believe it or not. So there is other issues that can happen. So it's just that water is probably the best one to sort of look at initially. And that means also hydrating food. So it doesn't always have to be just water, but think about, is my food hydrating me or is it dehydrating me? Because if you're eating things that actually suck in the water instead of actually provide water, then you're going to be dehydrating your body with those foods as well. So that's another thing to think about. The other thing that comes with constipation is making sure you move the body, because movement will actually help with movement in the small intestine as well. So, you know, if you're sitting down all day, making sure that you're fitting some sort of exercise and movement in there will really help. There's a lot of other things that I can go on with when it comes to constipation. But one thing that I just quickly want to mention is a lot of people don't think they're constipation if they have a bowel motion pretty much every day. The issue is you're eating 3 meals a day. So it doesn't necessarily mean you need to be having 3 bowel motions a day. But if you're having, you know, it's on and off, and you may only have 1 bowel motion a day, but then sometimes you skip one, or it's late, or there's not much of a routine, it's quite possible that you are constipated, and that can cause bowel compaction. So that's another thing to think about. That's where you would be actually considering doing a bowel flush or a colonic irrigation or something along those lines, just to actually help if there's any compacted stool matter in your bowel, because that can cause blockages in some cases, causing really severe pain in some people. Anyway, I think that's enough about poo for today. Check out the diagram, find out what poo you are, and make some improvements if you're sitting either towards the 1s or towards the 6s, so that you know that your body is more in line with what's ideal. All right, see you again tomorrow. Bye.